Hi and welcome to my channel. We're very much in the midst of autumn over here, and the changing colors of the leaves inspire today's art journal spread. I'm using this lovely butter yellow and dry brushing it all over the 2 pages. By not adding any water, you can create instant texture with those brush marks. I leave this to dry for a bit. I then go on top with the leaf stencil. Once again, I'm using a makeup sponge to dab the paint onto the pages. Here I am using a soft orange color. Since I will be drawing a face on the right side of this spread, I apply a thin layer of Titan Buff with a small brayer to make this area a bit lighter. Now I want to create some contrast with a darker color. I've chosen burnt sienna and use a palette knife to scrape it on some random areas. So at this point I feel like I need to add a bit of grunginess to the page, reflecting the wet soil after a rainy day in autumn. I do this by adding a few drops of raw umber acrylic ink, spraying it with water and letting it drip down the page. I might use some more of this at a later stage. For now, I let this dry completely. While it's drying, I prepare my quote. I've always liked the autumn quote by Albert Camus, so that's what I'll be using. I've gathered some small scraps of paper from book pages, some plain and some patterned. I use my favorite alphabet stamps and a black ink pad to stamp all the letters. This time I'm simply cutting around the letter in a square shape. I did not film this part as it takes quite a while to stamp and cut out all the letters. I'm back, and as you can see, I have laid out my cutout letters on the left side of the spread, and all I need to do now is glue them down. Tweezers makes it easier to move the letters around as the paper squares are quite small. Now that the left page is done, it's time to draw the face on the other side. I want it to be illustrative, so I'm using graphite pencils in HB, 4B and 6B. With the HB pencil, I start with an oval shape, then I draw a line down the center and one across. Then I draw 2 more lines above and below the horizontal line, approximately the same width. These are guiding lines that can be erased later. I typically start with the nose, then draw in the eyes and eyebrows and finally the mouth. At this point, I am not pressing down hard with the pencil, as I will probably erase what I don't like. Once I am satisfied with the placement, I darken the main features with the 4B pencil, and then use the 6B pencil to darken the shadow areas even more. I'm keeping with my autumn leaf theme and using a simple leaf-shaped stamp create her hair. I want to give her face a bit of color. I'm using water-soluble crayons in Burgundy for the lips and yellow ochre for the eyes. I lightly apply the crayons to those features, and with a bit of water and a small round brush I fill in the colors. I added a few drops of diluted raw umber ink in her hair, just to give it a bit of dimension. I did this off camera. You can use your finger to smudge the pencil and soften the outline of her face and neck. As a finishing touch, I added some splatters with blue acrylic ink all over the spread, using a small round brush and making sure not to get any splatters directly on her face. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Happy autumn!